So I get a lot of questions from viewers such as yourselves. And a lot of those questions usually revolve around, hey, I'm getting into whatever I'm getting into in airsoft, and what would be the best gun for, well, whatever you're getting into? Becoming an airsoft sniper is kind of like wading into a really deep lake. At the outset, the water looks fine, clear even, but then with each step, you kind of fall deeper and deeper into this very deep pond or lake that we're talking about. Because at the outset, you figure you just get the gun. Then you have to get the right bipod, and then the right scope, and then the right scope mount, and then you got to get the right tuning. Then you got to get, you know what I mean, right? You got to get all the right things, whatever those right things are. And God forbid, you start off with, let's say, getting the wrong gun, and then you potentially could be out a small fortune while sinking into the nothingness of what will essentially be a dead end. Several years ago, Amoeba launched its Striker series, and this initial rifle, the AS-01. It was a breath of fresh air and added some new options for people looking at getting a sniper rifle. And at the time, and perhaps it still is to this day to some extent, the sniper category is owned by the Tokyo Marui VSR-10 for its simplicity, reliability, and low cost, well, low starting cost. I'm not going to talk too much about Tokyo Marui VSR-10 clones because essentially they're just a copy of the VSR-10. What I am talking about is the basic effectiveness of Marui's initial design that made the gun so popular for everyone looking to become a sniper. So when Amoeba came along with their Striker rifle, well, everybody just kind of took it with a grain of salt. But with fairly decent out-of-the-box performance, its good looks, and a growing list of upgrade parts, as well as being pretty budget-friendly price point, it quickly became the go-to sniper rifle for many people looking to just give sniping a try while not letting it break your bank. Amoeba then subsequently made the Striker 2 and the Striker 3, which not only were just shorter versions of what you see here, but there were some internal upgrades done to it, such as the trigger box and some other bits and bobs that they improved upon what this was. So this gun that we have here today is the fourth iteration in the Striker series, and we come to ask ourselves, what else can Amoeba do to improve an already great platform that so many players already love? So this is where this guy comes in, the AST, T for tactical, and it seems like on the surface, it's nothing more than a facelifted version of this. I've always preached, if it's not broke, don't fix it, because I'm always worried that when new versions of guns that we love so much come out, a lot of the good features that we've come to love gets axed for the new, whatever the new is. So today, we're going to dive into AST-01, and let's see if the Striker strikes back. The AST-01 here is the tactical upgrade over this, the AS-01. And you can see from tip to tail, it's got all the tactical bells and whistles. Looking at it next to the original AS-01, the tactical version looks vastly different. And the only thing that you can see that even resembles remotely this guy is the outer barrel. You're going to notice that the handguard on the AST features M-lock sections on the 3, 6, and 9 o'clock positions. On the AS-01, does not. To me, this is already a bonus upgrade over the old version. After that, moving towards the middle portion of the gun, this is where we're going to see greater differences between the AST and the AS-01. The first thing that drew my eye to the AST-01 was, well, the trigger box. And I mean, the whole thing. There's a lot going on here, so let me break it down. The AS-01 features two-part magazine releases. You have the lever as well as these release levers right here on the trigger guard. While I've always liked the lever release on the AS-01, the trigger guard releases have always been so low profile that at times it's hard for me to depress it enough to properly eject the magazine. So take that as you may. On the AST, you see it's all morphed into these two release paddles that are enlarged. The surfaces are nice and large for you to press them and to release the magazine. Now this is a great upgrade over the release levers found on the AS-01. While this is all fine and dandy, the people who have, well, length challenges, such as myself, I'm talking about my fingers. I can't reach it. I just can't. I can reach the trigger just fine. I can't. Let's say I slide my hand up right here. Yeah, I can touch it, but I really gotta push hard just to release the magazine. I wish they would have kept the lever or somehow move this back a little bit. I mean, look, it's no fault to the gun itself that I'm not long enough. My fingers are not long enough. One thing I do really think is great design, and I really love, is how they placed the safety lever right here in front of the trigger. Now you can stay on target, come off to safety, pull the trigger, all without having to break your grip. I love this design. Remember when I talked about the Strike Industries ARC 17 pistol and I said there was just a lot going on, like maybe too much going on, because there really was? When you look at this stock, there's a lot going on. I mean, the kids these days will say, man, there's a lot of junk in the trunk. Now, I'm not saying all of this is junk because it all serves a purpose, but man, coming from this to this, talk about compensating. The basic AS-01 had none of this. They had the interchangeable grip panel, one butt plate, and the cheek riser was fixed. This one on the RWA Anniversary Edition has only a separate aftermarket extended butt pad, well, still first party. You had to get this separately, this cheek riser, and this, well, came with the rifle. What I'm trying to say is, on the AS-01, you didn't really have a whole lot of ability to customize how you wanted your rifle to feel like when you shoulder the thing. So when you put these two together, you're gonna see not many adjustments, all of the adjustments. Since you can do all of the adjustments, let's talk about those adjustments. The first thing you're gonna see is this ring here. This ring allows you to adjust the cant of the rifle. If you want to shoot it at a different angle. I don't know why you would, because your hop-up is just going to throw your BB in whichever other direction that you've canted your rifle to. It's just going to mess up your trajectory. But, hey, if you want to, you can do it. Other than that, you can also adjust your cheek height as well as your length of pull. And it has a small Picatinny rail back here for you to even mount a monopod. As an added bonus into this stock, because it's got everything, you can take your magazine, put it in there, and it's a magazine holder. So if you want to do a quick speed reload, bam, bam, bam. Reload, ready to go. Never thought you could shoot a sniper rifle fast, did ya? I think that's pretty cool, actually. Now let's talk internals. There are a few internal changes, not too many, but here they are. They changed the cylinder material from aluminum to stainless steel. Great move. And it should really up the durability factor of that cylinder. Fantastic. Can't praise them enough. The next thing is they have a new patented feeding system that is said to directly feed BBs straight into your chamber and is said to have better feeding consistency. Finally, an easy to adjust trigger. You really just need to use an Allen key and loosen the screw, and you can adjust it for the length you want. The hop-up adjustment dial is right here on the top of the rail as usual, and I do really love this feature. I think I've said this for all of their guns. It makes sure the dial is tucked away nicely under any scope mount that you decide to put on there. Now with all that said, it's time to pack up the two guns and take them to Gun Range 0. We're going to pit the AS-01 against the AST-01. Now, chances are they're going to perform very similarly to each other, but we're going to find out. So let's go. Here we are back in Gun Range 0, and big shout out to you guys for letting us come and film again. Now, we're about to pit the AST-01 against the AS-01. The AS-01 has always been a good shooter, very accurate out of the box sniper, and we're going to see if the upgraded AST-01 has lost any of that accuracy. Now, I highly doubt that is the case, but we're about to find out which one would proverbially be the most accurate of the two. We're also going to test the FPS against each other. They should be very similar. Now, less of me talking, more to shooting. 10 round groups to a target downrange behind my trusty tripod. Let's go. I'm using 0.2 gram BBs. So here we are. I got the AS-01 set up. Target's down range. I'm ready to go. It's been a while since I shot this. I'm feeling really excited. Let's go take a look at those results. All right, so other than the one flyer up here, look how compact this whole grouping was. All right, I got the AST-01 set up and ready to go. I've made a little bit of adjustments back here with the cheek riser. I put it on a slant downwards, so it's a little bit more comfortable on my cheek, and I have pulled the butt pad here back a little bit, make it a little bit more comfortable with the shoulder. Now, this feature here, you know, silly as what I thought it would be, but the more I use it, it is very convenient. Any innovation is innovation, I guess. Let's get to shooting. All right, so the bolt is just as short stroked as the AS-01, but I feel like it's a little bit smoother, especially on the return. Second thing is the trigger, I feel like it also breaks a little bit easier. With the AS-01, there was a little bit of squishiness to it. This one, it just feels, you know, solid. The moment you pull it back, you feel the wall, you hit the brake, and it shoots. The ergonomics on this thing, I would have to say, are definitely superior, especially with the grip here, grip angle being straight. It feels good to grip it. My gripe is still going to be, I feel like there's a lot of distance between my finger and the trigger. And okay, like I said, I may be length challenged, but maybe you guys out there with long fingers won't find this a problem. Just keep shooting. Now there is a few flyers as we saw here, and I would chalk this up as the gun does need a slight break-in period, but look at where all of this hit. There's shots that even doubled up on each other, as you can see. So this is very consistent with what we just saw with the AS-01, where it shot all in this corner here. Very accurate guns, and I'm sure with a little bit more break-in period, you're gonna get all of that right in the center. And we're back! Now there's a lot I like about the AS-01, and that gun's always going to have a special place in my heart. So if you want to check out the review I did for that gun, man, it was some time ago. I didn't even have this tattoo back then, and slightly different colored hair, and less of a beard. Anyways, not about me. about the AS-01. Click on the card above. That gun, when it came out, not gonna lie, felt like it was a game changer. Now, after shooting it at gun range 0, you guys probably noticed, man, y'all definitely shot it more than 10 shots. Because we did. It's a fun gun to shoot, and you can easily get carried away. But no matter how you cut it, the AST-01, or the tactical striker, it sure does tick all the check boxes when it has all the tactical bells and whistles. I have to admit, the grip angle on this thing is surprisingly good. And I do like all the little things that they did. I would say, let's call them, improvements that they did to really bring some comfort and high adjustability, especially when you are out there trying to get the most precision out of your shot. But are there any things I don't like about the gun? Well, yes, there are. I mean, while this angle is really nice and I really enjoy it, the issue is that the distance is so far away. You need to have really long fingers to hit that magazine release. If not, you're just gonna have to ride up. We've let people in the office play around with it, and some colleagues of mine even had issues properly placing their finger on the trigger. So, well, great that the trigger is adjustable, but it seems to be already adjusted all the way back. So if you do have short fingers, sadly, you're gonna have to ride up on the top here a little bit more, which leads me into, it kind of then defeats this more straight grip angle, if you know what I mean. The magazine carrier, again, I thought it was a silly idea, and I really wanted to kind of make fun of it, but I couldn't, because to be honest, at the end of the day, it's a great idea. I never knew that I needed this in my life, and I wish more companies did this. So that's something I maybe didn't like, but something I really do like, these small design changes. And like I said at the range, right? Innovation is innovation, no matter how you look at it. But finally, I feel like the most important point about this gun is it didn't try to go fixing problems that really weren't there. It kept everything that made these guns, well, what they were. Out-of-the-box performers that gave you pretty good performance at a relatively low cost. You get a taste of what a good sniper rifle can potentially be without having to sell a liver or a kidney or other bodily organs and or fluids. At the end of the day, of course, can it compare to guns like the Silverback SRS? Well, no. The SRS is extremely refined, and it shows in every way. I'm not saying this is an unrefined product, but they're two different categories. A Honda Civic versus maybe like a BMW. People like both. People like to be able to modify both. But then again, that's enough about me. My personal thoughts are, decent gun. Great out-of-the-box performer, as they have always been from Ares and Amoeba. But what do you guys think? What do you guys feel about this facelifted tactical version of the Striker AS-01? I know many of you actually do love and own the AS-01. So let me know all your thoughts in the comments section below. And if you want cool products like this guy and many more, don't forget to check out our online store at www.redwolfairsoft.com. If you liked this video, give us a thumbs up, guys. If you thought it was cool, share it with your friends. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified every single time we upload a new video. And until next time, my name is Mark, aka Blue Steel, and I'll catch you on the next episode of RWTV. Have a good one. Too short, not long. Is that okay? Does that sound right?